They're running out of patience.
Meanwhile, Senator, you've been having some pretty strong thoughts on what we saw happen in Washington, D.C. several days ago at this point now, but the country's had a chance to digest and watch that confrontation that we're looking at now. Those Covington kids had to have school canceled, many of them talking about the threats that they've received. Here's Rob Sanders, a prosecutor, on the threats to those kids and legal action. Watch.
The most common one, I think, that might apply in this situation is terroristic threatening second degree. That's any time that someone threatens death or violence against a educational institution in Kentucky or any student in the educational institution in connection with the school function.
So this is, and they're investigating this, but what were your thoughts on all of that?
Well, my thoughts on all of it is that it's a tragedy when that we're even at this point, and that what once used to be called mainstream media, I don't think that's even fair anymore, rushed to judgment because they wanted to believe it. It's like a kid that believes in Santa Claus 2 or 3 years after they're old enough to know better. They believe what they want to believe and they see what they want to see. The problem I've had since then, and by the way, I hope there's a bank of lawyers that sue everybody, including a bunch of mainstream media for libel, and some movie stars, by the way. It's time that we take action against this. But what bothers me the most is I was watching your show yesterday, as you probably know, I tweeted about it, and now what we're seeing is even some of the media that backed off of their original story, quasi-apologize, are now starting to, reevaluate the incident itself and equate some blame or some moral equivalency and say, well, but if the kids hadn't been wearing MAGA hats, yeah, but however, the chaperone maybe should have gotten them someplace else. And I want to be clear, these students did nothing wrong, zero. There's no however, there's no but. They were not the guilty party here. They weren't doing the harassing. They weren't the ones that were invading other people's space. They were there doing peaceful, protected expression of speech, by the way, for life. And I just get very concerned when our media even subtly implies that somehow the students were in the wrong for being there. It's like, being blamed for your own murder because you were in the bank when the bank robber pulled a gun out. It's not right, and I think our media needs to reflect.
Should be more of a focus on these Hebrew Israelites. They're grown men, and they're bigots, and they don't like white people, and they don't like gays, and they don't like African Americans who assimilate with white people, and they've escaped focus throughout this entire ordeal, sir.
Entirely. I watched all hour and 46 minutes. I mean, the vile that those people spew, they don't even deserve to have the Capitol Mall, as far as I'm concerned.
Senator Kramer, thank you for coming on America's Newsroom this morning.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
On that same note, we're learning a little bit more, too, about the Native American at the center of the controversy. He was on NBC a bit earlier today.
I was trying to walk away. There was a spot, there was a place where I could take my people because we were surrounded. We couldn't go right, we couldn't go left, back.
Is that what the video shows? Phillips is now clarifying multiple reports about being a Vietnam veteran, so we'll get a live report on what he's saying about that today. Coming up, Sandra.
And the
thought from today, Griff, on it goes. Good morning.
Yeah, hey, Bill, good morning. It's still going viral. People are still talking about it, and it's still unclear exactly what happened in the now famous face-off video. First, a Covington High School kid, Salmon, got his say on NBC's Today Show. Well, this morning, it was Phillips's turn.
Even though I'm angry, I still have that forgiveness in my heart for those students. And that forgiveness even goes to those chaperones and those teachers who should have just said, you students, this isn't the place.
Now we are learning more about Phillips's service record. Phillips, who went by the name Nathaniel R. Stannard, served in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves from May of 1972 to May of 1976, reaching the rank of Private E1. Military occupational specialties included refrigerator technician and anti-tank missileman. But contrary to those reports you mentioned, the Marine Corps says he had no deployments and never served in Vietnam. Fox News also has confirmed details about an incident involving Phillips after the Lincoln Steps stare-down on Saturday. Phillips led dozens in an attempt to enter and disrupt the Catholic Mass services at the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. You see there on your screen a spokeswoman releasing this statement to Fox News. On January 19th, 2019, during a special mass at 7 p.m., a time when the basilica is normally closed, a group of approximately 50 individuals attempted to gain entrance to the basilica while chanting and hitting drums. The individuals were asked to leave the property after it was determined they did not intend to share in the celebration of the Mass. Now, no word yet on whether Salmon and Phillips have spoken to each other or even have plans to do so, but this national debate seems to be continuing. Guys?